Well, for more on this, we're now joined by ANC National Spokesperson Zizi Kodwa. Zizi, good morning to you. Now, the whole party stood united behind Gordhan, upholding the principle of innocent till proven guilty. But we see the party doesn't demonstrate an application of that principle when it comes to President Jacob Zuma.
President Zuma is not in a court of law. He has never been charged of any criminal or is not a suspect to any crime, except that there is a case with the public protector, which as a person is now attending to. So Gordhan was charged, and therefore it was important the application of the principle of the constitutional principle of the presumption of innocence only applies when you are charged in a court of law, not in terms of other investigations.
Well, we say this is, since there's been a stunning silence from the ANC on the matter of the President's interdict application. He says he was denied his right to process and face these irreparable damage to his reputation and the political fallout. But the party hasn't released a statement saying that it supports the President's right. He seems to be fighting this battle alone.
We have released a statement about a week ago to say even people who are implicated in the report of the public protector, they've got a right to use whatever legal avenues, whether in terms of the review of the outcomes or the findings of the public protector, or they have a right to interdict the report.
Well, Zizi, it seems difficult to believe that the ANC hasn't discussed the issue of state capture internally. Doesn't have a view given how your political opponents have used it to attack the President and anti-corruption credentials of the whole party.
We have discussed state capture. You recall early this year, January and March, during our meetings, we raised an issue about seriousness of these allegations. We even established an avenue in-house that if there are people who've got information, they must come to Lotto House, because we took these allegations quite seriously. And of course, one person came, and after that, there was a suggestion that people must come to institutions of state. Many of them prefer to go to institutions of state, such as a public protector. So we've got a view. We view the allegations quite seriously. We await the release of the report, because our point of view is that the sooner we get evidence on the report, the better for the organization.
Has the party given an opportunity to the President and other ministers from the party, like Des van Rooyen, the opportunity to explain their position on the matter of state capture?
The President has given the leadership has taken the leadership into his confidence. In one of the meetings of the organization, the President took us into confidence about why he took a decision to interdict, and we believe and understood why the President has taken that decision, and we support him in that decision.
Well, I'm sure you've studied the President's interdict application. He points out something which is very important as far as the question of process is concerned. He says, and I quote from that interdict, he was asked by the ex-public protector to submit his response by the 11th, by 11 o'clock on the 11th. Now, the President says he didn't send that response, instead sent a notice of an interdict to the public protector's office just minutes past 11. Now, the public protector couldn't have possibly finalized the report 6 minutes later when she was waiting until 11 p.m. for that response.
We have not read the interdict application, except that the President took us into his confidence. We believe what the President explained to the leadership, and we think there are areas where the President has got full right to use the law, to use the courts in terms of, because there's a person implicated in the report, the President must be given a fair chance to respond to all the questions and allegations that are in the report.
Well, now, one last question. I guess this question is at the heart of the President's interdict. Remember, the question of propriety against legal authority mattered a lot to the public protector. Now, she cited propriety as the reason for not releasing the final report on that last day in office for her. Now, despite there being no obligation on her part not to release that. And there's fundamental contradiction here. How could she find it within herself to finalize the report despite the interdict notice and yet not release it?
The danger is to discuss the report which is before the court. The court must decide whether to release or not to release. About its content, nobody knows exactly what is in the report, except those who are implicated, like the President, who has already taken us into his confidence. And we think we must respect the court processes until such time where all of us, we know that the report will be released, and what its contents are, we can only comment appropriately as an organization.